Today is January 30th, 2026. I told you yesterday in Fairlawn that Bob Evans, where Henry Moffey showed up on January 19th, 26. Oh, it's him doing all this. He's probably the Bill from the Freemasons, big scam, that guy impersonating FBI agent Will. Yeah, it's him. How he's trying to pull a fast one on the FBI and steal from them. Yesterday, people were saying the guy that behind this showed up. He thought she needed to know what she was against instead of her being afraid. She insulted him real bad later. Well, it's comical. It's comical. He's either got AIDS or he heavy drugs to the point his face is caved in, unkempt, not shaved up any hair. And I've never, like he said, he's glad he's never met me before. Me too. He's just some weirdo online that sent me an instant message through Instagram that he thought I was beautiful. Then some kind of corny message about love's on the beach and da-da-da, weirdo stuff, okay? Then people around me started talking about him, then he drove by. I don't think he's ever been in a restaurant or anywhere with me. If he was, I didn't see him. But like I said, he's never met me in person. And then other people talking that agent threw her in a witness protection program after what those people did, so nobody could ever touch her. Well, they told people that years ago. You know, these people are so dumb. They made up a lie that when she told somebody the FBI was involved, that the case closed. No, it didn't. That's just a lie you made up. Like Walter said, it could never close until you die. You're in a threat and attempt to life case. These people tried to kill you. They could wait and try to kill you again. You'll always have to be in a witness protection program. The most the FBI could do is put you in another witness protection program, but they have to talk to you first. And otherwise, you stay an informant for life. And you get your money for risking your life. He can't ask people to stay quiet, not to say anything. Then he's already told. He can't tell you. It's a federal crime for him to tell on me. It was a federal crime after he admitted even that he had all those church people in his office. He knew they were trying to kill me because of Strange's lie. And he didn't arrest him. Mocked me for this guy, Pete, I've never met. I found out that it's some guy Dave hired on his own. It's probably that second guy. I found out that he hired two men. It's probably that Henry Moffey to pull this big scam. He was part of a group trying to extort money from the government. Ran a big scam on me, tricked me into calling the FBI, and tried to trick that agent out of money. They're delusional. They're never going to get him. And he made fun of me for some guy named Pete, some dirty doctor. There's HIPAA laws. Like the Latino lady said, the people that did this was not from this country. They didn't know our laws. They didn't know it was illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's illegal for a doctor to talk about you. It's illegal for a doctor to share your medical records. They didn't know there was a right to privacy. The people behind this didn't know. What they were doing was illegal. So that's where that agent went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton, told them he knew I was being drug beat and raped and didn't care. Because Strange called me a faker and it was a medication error, medical malpractice and fraud. Document fraud. And they almost killed me. Offered to represent me in court if I sued them for years. Mocked me how he knew they were trying to kill me. Made fun of me for a dirty doctor scam. Some guy named Pete. I still don't know who they are. Sounded crazy. and bullied me on the phone, made me beg for my life, and then listed me informant, and then threatened me. Now, he's already been seen telling on me. Confessed here, everybody was in his FBI office, everybody knew. And then it is a federal crime for a police officer or an agent to tell a victim or informant they can't say anything. Punishable by like 20 years. 20 years from telling on me, 20 years from bullying me. Then we're going to do another 20 years for him taking my money. He opened a real case and he took my money. December 2nd, 22, Wendy's in Alliance at noon. The guy said, is that the one that the church tried to have killed? Yes. I heard she didn't get any money out of this. He said no. It was the one guy from the case. He stole every dime for himself from the first day. October, November 22, I'm in Trinity Gospel. There's a guy and a lady. And said, Karen's okay anymore. We filed a protected custody case. I thought, who are you? And the guy said, well, you know, it's documented and verified. The agent that returned her phone call from the FBI hotline, it was him telling on her at that church. Well, Officer John, I seen him up there. I thought he was the agent over my case for a long time. I've seen him up there, and some of the other guys, they were up there. They were with him. You know, April 16th, 23, where I've been asking Danny if they knew any of this, and they didn't know anything. He walked across the parking lot after Jen's mom's memorial service, walked up to Gabe. I finally went to Dad, asked him what on earth is going on. He said he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in her home before. Pete has her frame, Pete has her tape, the filthy, dirty statement. She had called the one part I always leave off. She had called the FBI hotline for help. And there was an agent up at that church. And he spoke to her, spoke to that agent. He spoke to him when she walked off. Dave actually met him in person before he even talked to me. Now that Pete, I've never met him. He has to be a black and blue mark where I took a drink in the room with Disney and Black, or where they stabbed me with the hypnotic drugs and told me to say stuff. I've never met him, never talked to him. I thought the well water was giving me cancer. You know, I seen a couple years ago where the drug and task force got awards for getting all those drug dealers. They got them by sacrificing me. The woman that was betrayed before the beginning. Think about that. Where I just asked for a letter, thank you, they actually won awards on sacrificing me. See, that's where October, November of 22. Trinity Gospel. It's documented and verified. The agent that returned her phone call from the FBI hotline, he's the one that was telling on her at that church. Before he spoke to her. Oh my Lord, that lady said. And one more sinister thing. He said he'd rather let her die before he'd ever give her a dime. Agent John, they've all better be lying on you. Because the Harville police told them that you had told them. That you're only acting that way to get the drug dealers. If you're sacrificing victims back to the cartel, you're dangerous as they are. And you don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. It is a federal crime for a police officer or an agent trying to silence a victim or an informant. It's witness tampering. Due to the freedom of speech, only a judge can place a gag order on you. And then you already told. You confessed. Everybody knew they were in your office. And see, that's where I know that. Yeah, I can see your medical records. I know they can. investigators have mentioned different things. And how they wrote up those doctors from before as incompetent. That the only thing that was wrong with her was her muscles locked up, and they were throwing every kind of diagnosis at the world, gave her a bunch of wrong meds and almost killed her. And then other ones thought it was more sinister with what's going on. There's no way they didn't know they were killing her with everything swelling up, shutting down, and her having seizures and heart attacks, and that it wasn't the medicine, and it took another doctor to tell on them. And see, that's where they even said that they were afraid they paid those doctors to do it. That it wasn't just negligence and incompetency. Where the other ones wrote it up, they were just so dumb, negligence, to figure out what was going on. It was just her muscles locked up. Where Officer Mark, in August of 23, on a Tuesday, between noon and 1, it's documented and verified, she was framed before. Was it the drug cartel? Yes, we've seen him. Did her ex-husband defend her? Yes, we taped him. Did anybody ever talk to her? No. Then they have had to frame her. It's documented and verified that she was framed before. Was it the drug cartel? Yes, we've seen him. It's documented and verified another woman was using her insurance. They even got it out of Dave, March 27, 25. That it was a girlfriend of his back then. Ran up medical bills in my name for 15 years and stuck me with the copay. Another girlfriend of his. Found out my whole marriage was a scam. It's also documented and verified it was a medication error that made her sick before. They didn't say allergic reaction. Medication error. Medication error is a nice way of saying fraud. Medical malpractice, false diagnosis, and wrong meds. They almost killed me, and it took me 9 months to get well. You know, Agent John, I'd like my money. We all know you don't even have the authority to withhold it or misdirect it. And you can't tell anybody to stay quiet. It's a federal crime. It's witness tampering. And then you told on me. I need a new name and social for me and Carl. These people ever get a hold of him? I hate to think what would happen. They have beat on him for years, and I'm sure you know that with listening to what he says. And they have robbed him blind, and they cannot stand the thought that he is free and independent, and they can't finish him off and finish stealing from him. And with him selling that farm, and they thought they were going to scare him into a heart attack or kill him to take it, and instead they lost everything. They get a hold of him now, they will kill him. We have a new name and social, they won't be able to touch him. Like a letter of thank you, a medical card. That's the least you could do. My money. I even got your truck on me. Judge Peters out of Florida. Hundreds of drug cartel, the marshals used the case. See, that's where those people said, as soon as she said something, the FBI closed up the case. No, they didn't. They can't. They can't close it till I die. The most they can do is put me in another witness protection program. See, these people made up lies. They were there. See, that's where, how many FBI agents have been around me? Huh? The two from Bell that remind you of Joshie before he shaved his head. Found out through the sheriffs that Officer John's a FBI agent. I wonder if Mark is. You'd be surprised who's who. U.S. Marshals work my case. The FBI, the sheriffs. Carrying around the house. September 23rd, October 5th of 2018, Stark County Courthouse. Like they said up in Akron, some people call it Karen's Well. It's still open. It can never be closed. See, these people just lie. They thought they fooled that agent, he left. He never went anywhere. U.S. Marshals says the case got thousands, saved hundreds. We're part of the nation, like they set up in Akron. She's part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. There's one way in to the cartel, sacrificing me and getting surveillance on them. That wasn't part of the deal. I want to blow this.